Welcome back to Textiles and Treasures. Today I'm going to share all of the fun items I found at the local flea market. This was my very first visit to this flea market because it was fairly rainy throughout the spring season. On this visit, I just went to check it out. I'd never been before, I didn't know what to expect, what kind of vendors were there, and I showed up a little bit late. I showed up around 10 a.m. However, I still managed to find some awesome items. At the end of the video, I'll also share a few things I picked up at Goodwill a few days later. Let's get started. The first thing I picked up at the flea market was this adorable embroidered bear. One of the first vendors I spotted was someone who had boxes and boxes of framed items, and I decided to dig in the boxes looking for embroidery. Because I didn't want to spend too much time there, I just found this first piece of embroidery and then moved on to other vendors. But I think this is really adorable. As you can see, it's a bear wearing cute slippers holding his little bear companion. This is definitely perfect for a kid's bedroom, but I also think it's really adorable for anyone who wants to decorate their bedroom in cute items. I could not leave this behind for just $1. It's nicely framed, and although the frame has a few dings here and there, it's a really good value. The next thing I found at the flea market was this adorable figurine. As you can see here, it is a goose with a little fledgling hanging out on the back. I really thought this was so cute and precious and could not leave it behind. Kind of the story of everything I pick up. As you can see here, this was made by Lefton, and I definitely had to pick this up for just $2. How cute is this? The next thing I picked up at the flea market was this really cute Squirrel Nut Dish. You may recognize this inside style as Reed and Barton, which it is, and it is labeled here on the bottom. But this is a really cute squirrel nut dish, and I have a thing for squirrels, especially in the spring, and I could not resist it. You may be able to notice on the inside that there's a little damage. It looks like somebody may have used this as an ashtray, not realizing that it was actually a nut dish, but that's fine because you really won't notice if there's anything inside it, and it was only $2, so who can resist for $2? I just think this is so darling and so cute, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for other squirrel nut dishes in the future. I personally love blue, so I'm glad that this was blue instead of red. I think I'll also try to find the green one somewhere. The next thing I'm going to show you, I purchased out of curiosity. I was walking around and I saw someone with this little etched shot glass hanging out on a table. I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly here, but it's got some etched trees here in the back, and it also has a moose etched into the design here on the front. Unfortunately, it does have a couple of chips or a crack. The vendor said that he thinks it's from the 1890s or so. I'm not entirely sure, but at the time I picked this up, I had learned about some EAPG style glass that had this kind of design on it. So I decided to buy it in order to be able to research it and perhaps find more similarly etched glasses in the future. After all, it was just $1. The next thing I found at the flea market was really exciting to me because I had never seen it before. It is this beautiful piece of stemware. As you can tell, this is the pink depression glass on the top and the green depression glass on the bottom. The vendors did not know what this was. I think they were clearing out the estate of a relative, and so they didn't know if it glows or not. I'll show you that it definitely does glow, which tells you that it is definitely depression glass. As it turns out, glass that is both pink and green from the Depression era is called watermelon glass, and it's pretty exciting when you find it. I haven't seen it that often. If you look closely along the rim, you can see that this thing has been through a lot, but since I had never seen it before, I decided to buy it anyway. It was only $2, and this is a really cool pattern. There's some optic style inside the glass. It's got these descending rings going down the middle, and it's got this nice bulb at the bottom. It's definitely a cute piece, and it ties together my depression glass collection. Some of the vendors at the flea market are in the same place every week, and it looks like they have storage units where they can store their collections. I found one vendor who had some amazing Vaseline glass in his collection, so I couldn't resist picking up a few pieces. The first thing I saw was this really nice Vaseline glass salt. This is a very traditional pattern, and this one was probably made by McKee. It's been reproduced since then, and it has been manufactured since the 1890s in various makers in different colors. Because this is Vaseline glass, that would probably date it to the Depression era, and as you can see, it definitely glows here under the black light. So fun. I couldn't resist picking up this little guy for $2. The next thing I picked up from this particular vendor was this adorable little Vaseline shot glass. As you can see here, this shot glass has an optic design inside it. With a little research, I was able to identify this as the Raindrops optic design by Federal Glass Company. I bought this shot glass to go with the other vintage shot glass I picked up a few weeks before. This guy cost $2. As you can see, it also glows under the black light. I never get tired of using the blacklight on my Vaseline glass. The next piece I picked up out of curiosity. It is this little blue mini pitcher, and as you can see, it is signed on the bottom, although it's hard for me to make out the design. I'll put the maker on the screen. The reason I decided to buy this mini pitcher is that I do love cobalt colored glass, but also because the vendor pointed out that this also fluoresces under the blacklight, as you can see here. I know that some of the chemicals that make glass fluoresce are in other colors of glass, so I'm not entirely sure when this is from, but I'll put the information on the screen so you can check it out. I paid $3 for this mini pitcher. This vendor also happened to have one of these beautiful pieces of stemware. If you've watched other videos, you will know that I picked up a couple of pieces from Libbey and Rock Sharpe. Libbey made the glass blanks and Rock Sharpe added the design. This is a slightly different pattern than the other water goblet that I purchased previously, but it's really beautiful as well. It's a nice floral design. So now I have 2 water goblets and 1 sherbet glass in my collection, and I'm going to continue to look for more. What's nice about this Libbey Rock Sharpe collection, even though there are many different patterns, they work together, so it's fun to pick them up whenever you spot them. This cost $2. All in all, I spent $10 with that vendor, and I felt like I got a pretty good deal. I also found this really interesting measuring cup. This measuring cup has milliliters, ounces, and tablespoons, and the vendor explained that this was from a collection of a dentist, so perhaps these were used in a dentist's office. This cost 50 cents, and I think it's great for measuring tablespoons when you just need a little bit of liquid to add to your recipes. Super cool and unique, and I haven't seen anything like this since. So that was everything I found at the flea market. I didn't buy that many things, but I was really happy with what I found. I love adding to my Vaseline glass collection, and I love finding embroidery wherever it is. Now I'm going to show you what I found at Goodwill 2 days later. You never really know what you're going to find at the thrift store on any given day. The first thing I picked up at Goodwill is this Fenton Bell. As you can see here, it is a pink bell with a tulip or lily design. It's even got the design up to the top of the bell, as you can see here. It is marked Fenton here on the handle, as you can hopefully see here, and I just thought it was a really neat design. It's different than other bells I've picked up. As you can hear, it has a nice ring to it, and I couldn't resist picking up a pink bell for my glass collection. This cost $2. I also managed to find this amber hobnail style votive holder. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I have a collection going of these different votive holders, and I did not have an amber one in my collection. This cost $1. I also have a thing for these reamers, and I thought this one was really neat. I like the beaded design on the back, and also here that it can catch the seeds once you're juicing some citrus, and of course I like that it has a little spout to pour. I was happy to pick this up. This one's a little more modern, and on the handle here it says Arc, probably for Arcaroc in France, so it's a more recent design, but it's in great condition and it was only $1. Switching gears a bit, I picked up some crafty things at Goodwill. I found this set of hoops, and I was really excited to get these embroidery hoops, especially this oval one. This is a nice set of hoops, a bunch of different sizes, and they're in excellent condition. We've got some 10-inch, I think a 12-inch, maybe a 5-inch, a 7-inch, I'm not entirely sure. And this set cost $4. So that was a very good deal at Goodwill. I was happy to find these all in a set instead of priced individually. As you may know, I love different types of textile art, hence the name Textiles and Treasures, and I have definitely started weaving in addition to knitting. I don't often find a lot of high quality yarn at Goodwill, but I had good luck on this particular visit. I found this skein of beautiful blue alpaca yarn at Goodwill, and it is made by Cascade, as you can perhaps see here with the tag. The tag is still on it, and it originally cost $20. This is a nice chunky yarn, which is perfect for weaving or perhaps a knitting project, but probably I'm going to use it for weaving. This was priced at $4 at Goodwill. I also found these 2 skeins of alpaca wool as well, and these were made in Bolivia, and they're by the brand Frog Tree. These also still have their tags on it, and they're marked $6.50, and Goodwill was selling them for $2 a skein. So I was happy to pick these up. I think they go really well with the blue yarn and will look nice in a project. I also found this skein of ivory colored alpaca merino wool. This is a very small type of yarn, probably fingering weight, and this will also look nice in a weaving or perhaps in a knitting project. We'll have to see. This still has the tag on it as well, and it's marked $11.95, and Goodwill was selling it for $2. So those were definitely some good finds for my weaving projects. I also found this Susan Martin Bates stitch holder. I liked the silver design, and this is perfect for cabling, which I was doing a lot of in the winter, so I was happy to get this as well for just $1. What was your favorite item that I picked up at the flea market? Do you ever go looking for items to fit your collection at the flea market? Leave a comment and let me know. Thanks again for stopping by my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. Have a good one. Goodbye.